What's good YouTube, Benny here, and today I'm going to be bringing you something different to my channel. Well, it's not too different. I've just been looking at what's been doing well and what's not been doing too well on my YouTube, and I've noticed that squad builders are doing really well on my channel, so I sort of want to bring out more content regarding that. So it's not going to still be like added on to the previous series of building the budget. That's still going to be running out on the Fridays. This is a new one where I'm going to be giving you 5 squads of basically at 1 mil to 2 mil to 3 mil to 4 mil to 5 mil, and it's just like, you know, how it would sort of upgrade. I think there's a guy called Mike who does like 1 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, 5 mil teams, but he doesn't actually show you like how you can maybe go from 1 mil to the 2 mil team to a 3 mil team. They're very different every single time, and I actually want to give you like how I would be building my team, because I think that's really important. It's all good having like a really good team, but it's like, what's the next steps after you've got that team? So that's something I'm going to bring to you within this series. Obviously the teams will change different times, so it's not going to be exactly like the best meta players every time, because obviously if I'm doing it every week, certain players I want to try and just bring in there who might be a little bit fun to use and so on. But I'm going to try and make sure obviously it helps you get the most wins as possible in FUT champs. But yes, if you are if you think you're going to like this type of content, subscribe if you're new around here, leave a like, leave a comment of your favourite players of FIFA 21, and maybe they could be thrown into future videos. So we're going to be starting off with the 1 mil team, and then we'll go to the 2 mil team, to the 3 mil team, to the 4 mil team, to the 5 mil team. As I said, shout out to the guy called Mike, who, I wouldn't say he gave me the idea, but like he you know, he does something fairly similar in the sense of 5 teams, but obviously we're making our own here, which I think could be a nice little twist onto it. So we're going to start off with Nick Pope in goal, 6'7", right foot, freestyle skill moves. Freestyle skill moves, I wish. I wouldn't even wish, why would it matter? Freestyle weak foot, just a very solid keeper for you guys. I'm not going to go into crazy detail like I do with my 500k teams, why I put this player in here and so on, because there's going to be 5 different squads. If I do that for all 5 squads, obviously I'm going to be here for a long time. So Wan-Bissaka coming in at the right back. The reason it's going to be Wan-Bissaka is because he's a little bit of a cheaper option. Just to give you stats: medium high, 6 foot, 4-star skills, 2-star weak foot, 86 pace, 8 shooting, 80 dribbling, sorry, 82 defending, 74 physical. Maybe I do give you the stats. Maybe that's just it's easy. I don't know. It's not the in-game stats as well. I don't need to go into too much detail. Joe Gomez being as one of the defenders. And when I'm building these teams for you, I'm trying to think, it might not be the best. Like, for example, this team, there could be better options for 1 mil. But the plan is that this team is more than good enough for 1 mil, but has an easy route of upgrading it really easy. So that is my plan to do with this team. Joe Gomez into the right centre back. Quality player this year, 6'2", medium, 3-star, 82 pace, 70 dribble, 83 defending, 80 physical. Using him in my team myself. One of the cheaper options in this team, and this is probably why it is about 1 mil. Just a heads up, it's 1 mil on Xbox, 1.2 on PlayStation. If you are wanting to get it down, I will explain once we get to that point for a certain player. So you guys can get it for 1 mil if you are wanting to build this team and, you know, try and progress it as well. Because I do understand some of you on PlayStation, some of you on Xbox, but I did it on Xbox because I'm currently playing on Xbox right now. Ferland Mendy as the left back, probably the best left back in the game, even better than most of the icons. Get him into your team. 5'11", high, left foot, 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot, 92 pace, 79 dribble, 78 defending, 82 physical, and 76 passing. Heads up as well, with the teams I'm building, it's usually built for 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1 type teams, so keep that in mind. I'm not really building teams for narrow, but like 4-4-2, 4-2-2, you know, them wider formations where you got wingers and also cams and strikers. They're the formations I'm sort of building for you guys. Ravode comes in as one of the centre mids. We use that triangle of Real Madrid players. On the left, high, 3-star, 6 foot, 86 pace, 74 shooting, 78 passing, 80 dribbles, 77 defending, 80 physical. Quality box-to-box midfielder. Definitely recommend getting him into your team. Even if you're working on a cheaper budget, I've used him quite a few times in my cheap teams. What I recommend him building on a budget. What comes out on Fridays, he's definitely one player to look at to get in. And another cheap piece next to him. This is where I think you guys can see where our upgrades are going to be next within the next 1 mil. But yeah, you know, these guys are really good. Even for like a team was built for 1 mil, you know, you can use these type of players and they'll be more effective. And that's Musa Sissoko coming in as the other midfielder. High, 3-star skills, 3-star weak foot, 78 pace, 77 shoots, 77 passing, 78 dribbles, 77 defending, 89 physical. Just a great box to box / defensive more midfield, I would say. It's kind of like, you know, your cheap Vieira as such, so quality option for you there. And then Rashford coming in. This obviously as well, if you are new to these type of videos, just know that these when I'm building these teams, this is just to try and get the most chemistry as possible in them. Once you've changed everyone's position and got the loyalty, got the manager bonus and so on, they will all get 100 chemistry. But yeah, because for example, like Rashford will be on 7 with loyalty and manager, if that makes sense. So yeah, keep that into consideration. Yeah, Rashford, one of the best players this year. If I keep looking to the left, sorry, it's because I've got the team there, so I'm trying to think what's up next. 6'1" high, medium, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, 91 pace, 83 shooting, 78 passing, 85 dribbling, 78 physical. Just a great player this year. One of my favourite players to use this year. Used him on my RTG. I'm looking to possibly get his inform into my main team because I think he's really good value. Well, he's not good value, he's still quite expensive, but because of what he brings for rating wise with the new squad restrictions for pro events, his 86 is definitely a viable option for me to look at. So Rashford is one of them. Then Son on the left. I think that was pretty obvious as soon as we put Sissoko in. We're going to get that nice strong link into... Well, we could have gone either way, but you'll see why we could have gone either way. But Son, obviously convert him to left forward and get all the chemistry you need. Great player. Unbelievable finisher this year. 6 foot high, 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot, 88 pace, 86 shooting, 80 pass, 87 dribbles, 69 physical. Crazy finisher. I think he's, you know, like, same type of player we've had for years now. He's just unbelievable just in front of goal, and he's pretty quick, so... That's exactly what you need with a striker. And then this is one player who I said you could probably downgrade if you're on PlayStation for now, and then bring in either his gold version or maybe just do a right winger like Bale or whoever you feel like you want to bring in. But we've got St. Maxime there. He'd be obviously on 7 chem with loyalty and manager. There's a reason he's in the team, because he's going to work with us throughout the whole sort of basis of this 1 mil to 5 mil. I think he's a really good option. I think he's going up in price quite quickly though, it seems like, since he first came out in packs. But he's 5'8", high low, right foot, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, 93 pace, 95 pace, 74 shooting, 77 passing, 90 dribbles, 67 physical. A really good winger. For me, when I'm looking at wingers, if you haven't seen my best wingers in FIFA 21, all I say is like, all I need really is that pace and dribbling to get past the opponents, and that's what he comes with a lot of. So as I said, yeah, if you're on PlayStation, you want to get that under 1 mil, downgrade your St. Maxime to either a right winger from the Prem, or just use his, you can use anyone who's like a left winger from the Premier either if you want to, don't mind on the weaker chem. And then up top we got Timo Werner. I put Timo Werner in because I think he's probably one of the better Premier League just strikers you can get, and I think his price is going fairly. I think he's at 140k right now on Xbox, so it's not a too bad price for him, to be fair. 91 pace, 85 shooting, 69 passing, 84 dribble, 71 physical. Obviously he lacks the skill moves, but he's like Son, he's ridiculously good at finishing. Put them two up top next to each other in a 4-4-2 or something, that could be a deadly duo. So yeah, Werner will be rounding off this team. That is the 1 mil team for you guys if you are looking to start with that. And then as I said, throughout this sort of video, I'll be going to a 2 mil team, to a 3 mil team, to a 4 mil team, to a 5 mil team, with upgrading it. But right, for the next upgrades of the team, there's obviously the clear 3 changes. What we're going to be looking at is the Sissoko, Rivaldo, and Elemental, all of them coming out. And what we're going to be wanting to do is bringing in 3 elite players who probably won't need to get rid of your team. Just a heads up as well, this one is 1.75 million on Xbox, 2.1 on PlayStation. So you know the prices are up and down, but I'm trying to get it close to that mark on both consoles, but it's a little bit hard obviously because there's players at different prices. The first player we're bringing in is Varane. Now our defense is complete. We won't need to upgrade this defense for probably most of the FIFA. The only person maybe is Wan-Bissaka, but I think that's a later upgrade once we got just a little bit of coins to spend on. If you're on Xbox and you got that bit of extra coins, you could bring in Kyle Walker, Semedo if you really want to, but I don't think it's too much of an issue right now. I would rather keep that coins in the bank. Let's say if you got 2 mil, keep that 250k in the bank ready for the next upgrade, because the next upgrade for 3 mil is where it really becomes quite an expensive upgrade, but definitely worth looking into. Paul Pogba comes in as one of the centre mids. This is obviously just a nice combination with the person we're going to put right next to him, and that's Kante. I think it's quite a popular duo for 2-3 years now is the Kante and Pogba combination. Obviously, you've got the Kante does all the defensive duty sort of style play, and then Pogba's that more attacking player. I think Pogba's quite decent this year. Obviously, he lacks a bit of pace and a bit of defending, but if you give him a shadow or something, it might be more than alright. But Kante and Pogba would be my next two choices. Obviously, everyone still keeps their chemistry, but what we're looking to do now, this is what I would do. Obviously, if I had that 2 mil, as I said, we've got a bit of money in the bank, but the main thing is obviously getting these 3 players in, because I just don't think you need to really upgrade these players unless it's more of a luxury thing, you know. I think Varane's literally it might be the best centre back in the game, bar maybe icons, I would say. Kante ridiculously good at that CDM role, you know, that defensive duty. Obviously, he does lack that sort of attacking sort of side to him, but you know what you're getting when you get Kante. And Pogba's obviously that attacking guy where he does lack on the defensive side. So a nice combination of players in that midfield. But this is now where it gets a little bit more interesting. Right, now onto the 3 mil team. This is where the big player comes through. You know, that superstar who we can build our team around. And as maybe you can tell, while I'm moving certain players out of the team, you sort of can understand where I'm going here. I'll leave him to last, but I think it's going to be very obvious who we're going to be bringing in. So I think at this top sort of point, when you've got that 2 to 3 mil sort of mark, we're looking to get that superstar player who we can build our team around. You know, you're looking at your Neymar, your Mbappe, your Ronaldos. These are the type of players you want to look to get to building your team, because obviously they are the elite of the elite players. We'll bring Dembele in as a cheaper option, but he also helps with chemistry, so that's one of the main reasons he's in. Kyle Walker, if you're on Xbox, this is a luxury buy. What you can do on PlayStation, you can't, because it goes up to a ridiculous amount. This is 3.4 on PlayStation now and 2.819 on Xbox. At the current time of me obviously making this video, players could go up, players could go down. And I think it's a bit obvious what we're going to be doing here, and that's obviously bringing in the main man, Kylian Mbappe. As I said, you want to get to this point where you've got a superstar in your team. You know, you want to build your whole team around him. You want him to be the best player in the game. He's up there. As a striker, this guy is elite level. Obviously, he's got a ridiculous amount of pace, good shooting, good dribbling. He's literally like, I don't know, it's like a combination of Neymar and Ronaldo put together, you know. Obviously, he hasn't got as good as things as them two, but he's just got that sort of combination of both of them where he's a very elite player to get into the team. So that is why Mbappe is put into the team. And as I said, we've got a little bit of extra budget, so we're getting the Walker and the Dembele is obviously lowest the value. But don't worry about us using some cheap players on the wings, because at the end of the day, they're just wingers. All they need to do is just run down that wing and put the ball in the box, and it's quite easy this year. Obviously, he's got 5-star skills and 5-star weak foot, so he's more than a decent option for you guys to put into your team. And then I think really, once we got to the 3 mil mark, it's really simple. Let me just double check though, value-wise, if I'm right when I'm thinking this. Yes, I am correct. Really simple. We just changed the formation, and okay, we used Dembele for 1 mil. What's that? Couple weeks, maybe a month or so of playing foot champs, and we're like, you know, he's good, but he's not elite. So don't worry. We're at that 4 mil mark, and now we're bringing in the top players. We got Neymar coming through now as that left winger. Obviously, we'll probably use him more as that cam/striker when we get into the game. But us bringing in Neymar, you know, I didn't really go over Mbappe's stats, but you see the 96 pace, 86 shooting, 78 passing, 91 dribbles, 76 physical, 5'10", high-low, 5-star, 4-star. Literally the perfect striker. And then put him next to Neymar, 91 pace, 85 shooting, 86 pass, 94 dribble, 5'9", high-medium, 5-star, 5-star, elite combination. What you can do there. Put St. Maxime and Rashford on the wings, you ain't going to have a problem there. As I said, chemistry-wise, don't worry about it. Once you've got loyalty and manager bonus, everyone will be on 10 chem, and you'll get 100 chem on the side, on the top left. So don't stress about that. This is what we were at, like that 4 mil mark, and obviously we've got a few things what we can really do at the 4 mil mark going into the 5 mil. It's, you know, it's unfortunate because it's one of those, like, what do we actually change? Is there anything we do need to change? Realistically, there isn't anything too crazy. This is 4.5 on PlayStation, by the way. So if I'm on PlayStation and I'm trying to finish off this team for the 5 mil mark, I'll give you guys 2 different options because obviously there's 2 different consoles. What I would do from this point to make it to the 5 mil mark, take out the gold Rashford and bring in the inform Rashford, just so you get that more 10 chem players, you know, in your team. That's the only difference I would do, really, from that change. Obviously, as I mentioned, some of these prices and whatnot are different. If you want me to base it on PlayStation prices rather than Xbox prices, let me know in the comments, because I don't really know if you guys are more PlayStation or more Xbox. I'm trying to cater to both at the moment, but I feel like if I go for the PlayStation prices, it's going to be cheaper on Xbox, so that would make more sense rather than me going for the Xbox prices and it being too cheaper. So yeah, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it, that I just do it on PlayStation prices and then Xbox can sort of fill in. If you're on if you're on PlayStation, this is what I'll be looking to do. Bring in obviously the info on Rashford just to finish off your team, just to get everyone more on 10k. And then if you're on Xbox, let me just double check if we can afford this at the 5 mil mark or we just over. Unfortunately, what would be ideal, right? So it's a choice really of Kante and Pogba. Well, if you got 5.2, that you could do Kante and Blanc. I'm going to be honest, this is the guy who I was going to bring in. This is where we can get the icons in now. Once you've hit this like 4 mil/5 mil mark, this is where we're looking to get the icons in. You know, we can bring them in a little bit early if you want, but I think around the 5 mil mark is a sweet spot because obviously you can get all the best of the gold cards, and I think some of these gold cards are better than icons. You could bring in Blanc. I think this is 5.2 on Xbox, but obviously if you want it to be under 5 mil, which I said it's going to be, you could bring in Paul Pogba, and I think this is like 4.9 mil. So you put them next to each other in that midfield, and obviously like Blanc's basically replacing Kante, but he brings, you know, the height. The difference between Blanc and Kante is obviously the height and of their attacking sort of side. It doesn't have the crazy defensive stats, but you know, height is quite important when it comes to defending on this game. But yeah, this is what I would do if it's a 5 mil team. Well, the 1 mil to 5 mil. Let me know what you think of this type of series. If this is something you guys will enjoy seeing. Also, let me know, as I said, about the prices thing. If you want me to cater to the PlayStation and then the Xbox, players will technically be cheaper, so it kind of works out better. I think I will probably do that for the next episode. Appreciate you all tuning in and watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And peace.
We'll be right back.